Okay, so let's talk events now. So in the events area of your dashboard, you can create new events. These can be recurring events or one-off events. So if you have like a regular weekly or bi-weekly game, you can add that in here and that will populate out for the next year and it will just continually update as the months go on. It will just continue pushing that event out. So let's take a look at this. If we go to create a new event, like I said, we've got one-off or recurring. And again, if you do have recurring events, you can edit those events and update them as necessary. Let's say, for example, 1 week a game gets cancelled. You need to cancel that event. You can cancel that 1 week instead of cancelling like every future event as well. But we'll take a look at all that in just a second. So when creating an event, we have essentially a similar page to what you have for your club profile page. You'll have a header image, title, a category, and all this kind of stuff in here. So one-off events are a little bit different to recurring. But header image, title, the game type, the cost, or if it's a free event, your description, up to 2,000 characters, formatting options for the text, when the event starts and when the event ends, start time and end time again, where the venue is, so the venue name, and then the region of that event, and then the address, so you can then start add the address for the event. Now, we do have some visibility options. Obviously, we're sensitive that some clubs don't like their venue or a field being public information. So we have some visibility options. So public will basically mean anyone, including logged out visitors, can see the address of that event or that venue. And if it's members only, then just your club can see that event, the address for that event. Now, when it comes to the address as well, you can show the full address or area only. So you can have the event as a public event, allowing the event page to be viewable by anyone that's not logged into TradeSoft. But then you can say, hey, I only want to show where the event is roughly, not the actual, the exact address of that event. So again, just a bit of privacy options depending on what type of event you're creating and who the target market is. But if you set it to public area only, then it will only show to people that are logged into TradeSoft. So I'm going to quickly set up an event just to show you what this looks like in app as well. Oh, one other thing as well, if you want to link to a third-party website, such as, let's say you've got a landing page or a page somewhere else that you want to have users be able to visit, you can add the URL into the description and it'll automatically be converted into a URL. For example, if I enter a website, so that text will get converted into a URL when we publish this page. When you enter the address as well, you can move the pin around, so if the address isn't quite right, you can move the pin and that will update the address in here as well, so you can get that information perfect. Great, so that event is now set up, ready to go. Back over in the dashboard, obviously we're on the club page here, but if we do refresh this, we'll see some information on here. So it will show the next upcoming event on the club page. So if you have events set up, if someone goes to your club page, they will see the next event, or if they go to the events tab, they'll see a list of all your upcoming events in there as well. Now, if we go to the events area in the dashboard, then it will show the list of events here, because again, this is just a one-off event, it's only showing it once. If it was a recurring event, those events would populate in here, basically up for the next year, basically a rolling year period. Users, when they go to the dashboard, they'll have upcoming events shown on here. So we'll have like a few, I think by default, we're gonna have 3 events off the top of my head on this page. So the next 3 events, but they can change by region. So if they only want to see events in a specific region, they can see those events in those regions. And then if we click on the event itself, we go to the event page. So again, you've got your header image, you've got your event title, the date of the event, the cost, who's it hosting by, the details of that event, location of the event, again, depending on what settings you've enabled. And then the user can select whether or not they're going or maybe going. And if you have users that are going or RSVPs, these will be listed in here as well. And if you go into the event details itself, you'll have details of who those people are on the right hand side here. If you then make changes to the event, such as updating the start and end times or the price or the description, anyone that's set themselves to going or maybe going will also get a notification of that. At the moment, obviously on the mobile app, we don't have that set up, but we will be having it set up on the mobile app, and so push notifications will also work. So for example, if you had to cancel an event like the night before, the user's going to get a push notification when that event gets cancelled in the evening, and they're not obviously going to have to check somewhere else, see if that event's still going on. They're going to get notified of that. So that will be the plan for that. At the moment, it will just show in the web app under the notifications area if that event is cancelled. So let's take a quick look at a recurring event. So again, we can create a new event, recurring, just set up. I'll just quickly go through and set up some of the key details, and then we'll go talk through that. Okay, so when setting up a recurring event, we want to say whether it's weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. So let's say, for example, you have 1 week it's a club-only day, 1 week it's a public day. You can do fortnightly, you can set the day that it's on, so usually Saturday or Sunday, and then when you want this event to start. So let's say we wanted these events to start from the 2nd of August. We can say 9 a.m. start, and then a 4 p.m. finish. The series is basically when does it end? So ongoing just basically means that this event will just continually run. Or if you know you're only going to run these events up to a certain date, you can select on a date, set the end date for that event, and then it won't show or it won't populate any events after that date. Or if you're only going to do like 10 games of this specific event, then you can set how many of those games will run before it stops populating in the system. In this case, we're just going to do an ongoing event because this is our public field day that we do every 2 weeks, for example, and we want users to be able to know when those events are on. So again, that's how you set the recurring element of that. And see now we've created a bunch of events, 26 in total, obviously 2 every fortnight, 26 in a year, so it populates our year ahead of time. And if we go back over to our events area here, we'll see now that our recurring event is showing in here with our thumbnail for that event. If we go to the home page, that event is also now showing in here because these are the only events on the system. If we go into the event page itself, we can see that we got the details, we got the header, you got your start date, end time, price, location, details, all that kind of stuff is in here as well. And if we go to the community events list, as we said, we've got all them showing in here. Users can filter by region, club, and event type as well. Or if they want to know what event's starting from what specific date in the future, they can do that. Now, let's say you need to update one of these. So on the 13th of September, that event isn't going ahead. For whatever reason, you can go into here and you can cancel the event. So if we scroll on the bottom, we can cancel the event, and we can say, hey, we only want to cancel it on this date. Or, let's say you want to cancel all future events, you can then cancel future events. So if we only cancel that one event, that's been cancelled. If any user, like I said, was set themselves as going, or maybe they'll be updated to notify that event has now been cancelled. And if we refresh the dashboard over here, we can see that event has been cancelled. And if you go into the actual page, just a notice saying that event has been cancelled. And if you do reactivate the event, let's say you decide that event's back on, anyone that again was going or maybe will get notified saying, hey, the event's been reactivated, it's now back on. So it doesn't clear the attendee list when you do that. So that's the event management side of your club dashboard. Again, we will be building this out further with more functionality and more features for clubs, but this is what we've got right now. If you have any questions or feedback, please do email me on help@tradesoft.app, or reach out to me directly as well. I think a few of you have got my Facebook details, or we've got the Reddit community as well, which is also used for just general feedback and just general discussions about the app. All right, thanks a lot.